I've heard that you've had an opportunity to use some set-top box data at Nielsen. Can you talk a bit about how you used it?
Sure. In the early days, Nielsen was partnering with Charter to get some of their set-top box data from out in California. So what we did was harvest the data from Charter. We were able to identify the MAC addresses of those set-top boxes, collect all of those addresses, and then link them or overlay them with the panel homes in the Nielsen sample. So we were able to see what did the Nielsen box say, and then what did the set-top box say, what kind of tuning was going on. It was really interesting, and it helped us begin to understand some of the shortfalls and some of the opportunities from set-top boxes, such as how often do people actually ever turn the box off? How often is there somebody sitting in front of the channel? Those were just some of the beginnings of the learnings that we had.
So what are some of the data behaviors that you were able to glean from set-top box data through the Nielsen people meters? So you, respecting privacy, this wasn't set-top box data behavior, but actually the Nielsen panel when the set-top box data was aggregated and matched to it.
Well, let's remember that there's no coaching that goes on from the cable provider. So they don't tell you to turn the box on or off. So oftentimes you had large percentages of their subscriber base that never turn the box off, which makes it very difficult to try to compute things that we've come to know as households using TV or persons using TV, huts and putts. But from the Nielsen data, that granularity where we're able to track persons, we could actually see what one person was doing in the household, perhaps watching on a set in the basement. And then you could see that that person left that particular set, maybe went upstairs to a different set in the household and what they were tuning on that same set. Or maybe it was just one person that was watching TV on 3 different sets in the home because they were going throughout their daily chores throughout the day. We had that level of granularity, which is something not available right now through the VOD data or through the set-top box data.
So in terms of that kind of viewing behavior from the Nielsen panel that had the set-top box data added to it, were there any behaviors that you saw that were very different from what you would see historically in Nielsen TV usage?
Well, one of the things that still isn't available, but I think Nielsen is looking at doing this, is getting access to set-level viewing. So you can really track someone, as I just described in that last scenario, to say that person number 3 in a household always tends to watch television on a particular set in the home, or tends to watch, at certain times, maybe they watch with somebody else. Maybe there's always co-viewing going on. That starts to get us into areas of privacy and levels of granularity that right now that set-top box data can't get us to. So that remains to be an issue that I think we'll be wrestling with well into the future.
But I should point out for the record that if you're basing it on Nielsen, it would all be opt-in.
Well,
so privacy shouldn't be an issue in that
case. When someone opts into the panel, yes, they recognize that their data will be aggregated. You'll be able to identify them by gender and by age and other characteristics. But you won't be plucking that data out and able to identify the individual by name.